Alrighty out. Check, check. Okay, it seems like it's working. Something moving. Check, 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 check. Is it picking up on it? Hello, hello, hello. Trying to make it so that this mic works. All right. Okay. So if I think I see something, you're going to have to read it to me. Okay? Okay? Alrighty. So anyway, Bailey, if you should happen to see this, sorry. This shit happened. Got into an argument with my son. What's new, pussycat? Ended up falling asleep because my eye hurts. Right? You know, and you get mad and you holler and, you know, blah, 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 and somebody's pissing you off and, you know, your eyeball's ready to pop out. Right? Like it's bullshit, man. If you notice the title, what was the title? Oh my God. Something about going to the shelter again because this is what he does. He you know, I don't know what his problem is. He thinks this is my son, right? That man, the gorilla pimp, right? You know, he I don't know, arguing about these carpets because you know he came up today, right? And it was whatever. And I said, okay, listen, you know, can you help me with these carpets? Well, you don't need carpets. You know, I don't think it's a good idea. Just, you know, blah. And I'm like, excuse me, I'm not in the mood to be scratching up my landlord's brand new quote unquote imitation hardwood floors for her to hold it against. Oh yeah, well you won't scratch. You know who cares? It's just an old dusty down moldy house and blah. And you know she's not gonna care because they're gonna just tear down this house anyway and blah. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me, man. You don't think she's not going to use these fucking floors, sorry, boo-boo floors against me if they get scratched up because of whatever? Like, no, I don't think so. And not only that, but first of all, you don't live here anymore. So, you know, maybe I'd like to have nice little carpet on the floor for the kids and myself, right? Oh, well, you don't need that. You know, just be careful when you put things down on the floor. Like, shut up, man. You know? And I said, well, you told me, you told me, you you told me that I should not be paying other people to help me to do things. Instead, I should be giving that money to you because you need it, because I'm out of touch with fucking reality when it comes to living in a capitalist society, right? You know what I'm saying? And Andre, can you just not natter in the background right now? This is how I woke up from my freaking nap, all stressed out over stupid carpets that technically I shouldn't have to buy, but I have to because I got to protect myself. And not only do I have to protect myself before I'm accused of scratching up fucking something that I don't even want, I have to think about the kids in terms of when we're downstairs freezing our asses off because there's no more carpets down there. And he wants to argue with me and call me names and start putting me down and insulting me and then putting down the fucking house. Well, I'm sorry, you only lived here 15 fucking years. You had it real easy peasy while you lived here. And now that you moved out, you seem to think you can come back and boss me around like I'm some little bitch, telling me I can't have this and I can't do that. Like, get out of here. Go away. Bullshit. Total bloody bullshit. So yeah, I fall asleep. Right? So if you're in Bailey, I'm running late. I fell asleep because my eyeball was ready to pop out of my fucking eye because of my that so-called man downstairs. Well, he's not downstairs anymore, but he's sure still running around acting like he fucking owns everything around here. All right? I have to get permission to do whatever it is that I want to do because, you know, for some reason he's in charge. I don't think so. So where does that leave me? Back to running to the fucking shelter and just turning my back on shit. I'll see your ass in fucking court. You know what I'm saying? If I don't just abandon everything, like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm so sick of it, man. Like, grow the fuck up. Stop being such a damn fool. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I slept. And I got up, and my eyeball hurts. Feels like it's ready to pop out. And I'm angry. Why the heck would why the boo-boo would I want to pay you? I said, okay, whatever. You told me that if I wanted help to ask, to offer you the money first before I offered to anybody else. So, okay, if that's the case, how much do you want to get paid for helping me to go get a few pieces of carpet and lay it down on the freaking floor downstairs, whether you like it or not? Oh, well, $50 an hour. I said, oh, okay. $50 an hour. It'd probably take about 3 hours to go to freaking Carpet World, pick up some cheap damn carpet, lay it freaking down. That's about 3 hours worth of work. So I'm looking at $150 to have you help me do this so that you can rag on me the whole time that you freaking do it. Because he's going to rag on me the whole time that he is helping me as I'm paying him, because at the end of the day, I live in a capitalistic world and I'm out of touch with reality. And technically, I wouldn't be paying him enough money for his time. And not only that, but being that he's superior, knows more than his mother, he'll just tell me that, oh, you're just wasting your time and you're wasting your money and you're wasting my time and blah and blah and blah and blah. And I'll never hear the fucking end of it. As I'm paying him for that. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. I'm sorry, boo-boo, I don't think so. Like, you're a little damn fool. Like, seriously. That $150, fuck, I'll order it online and I'll have it fucking delivered to the house. There you go. Problem solved. Once that cat's gone, I'm changing the fucking locks. I'm serious. I'm locking them out. And I'm locking out his wife. You want to know why I'm locking them out? Because for whatever strange reason, they're opening up my boxes or something. Maybe this was in a bin. I don't know. Because they tend to take what they want. Especially my son. He's very brazen about it. Like, okay, finally got the basement back, right? I took down 2 cast iron Dutch ovens. One that you can, old school one, right? For outside cooking on a fire pit, right? You know how many times I had to rescue that cast iron Dutch oven from it being thrown out from the basement after that girl moved in? 5 times. 5 times I had to rescue it. I'd go downstairs, I'd find it in the garage. Oh, no. You don't want to do that. I'd bring it back in. I'd go downstairs 2-3 months later, be back outside in the freaking garage. Like 5 freaking times. It got rained on. It's all rusted up. All this stupid shit. I put it in Tisha's room. That girl. It was that girl, his so-called wife, who took it out of Tisha's room, even though she had no right to be in there, took it out of there and put it back in the freaking garage. And of course it got rained on because the garage leaks, right? It got all wet and shit. So a little rusted. So eventually I brought it upstairs. Something for the social workers to complain about. Why do you got that on the floor? It's in the way. It's in the path of the fire exit. Well, I don't know. Maybe because I got some crazy bitch downstairs keep throwing out my fucking shit into the garage or out in the freaking alley, whatever. I had to bring it upstairs in order to rescue it. And now that it's upstairs, eventually I was going to scour it and re-season it, and then I was just going to sell the damn thing. because they kept throwing it out. They kept fucking throwing it out as if they had a right to throw it out. And then I bought a new one that sat up here for a bit. And because I'm going to be downstairs now cooking a little bit here and there and everywhere with the sourdoughs and all this crap, I took it downstairs. And then when my son was at the tail end of so-called moving out, he's seen them. And because his friend likes cast irons and they got their little business, and he decided that he wanted them. All right. And he moved them. And he said, I'm taking these, Mom. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing that? I just brought them downstairs from upstairs, right? Because, it's fucking heat score for me upstairs. And now that I got my basement back, I brought them downstairs. And I know this all sounds trivial, right? But it's bullshit. But besides that point, I said, I'm going to use them, right? Whatever, like that. How many times? Why would you want that cast iron Dutch oven for outside when the only thing that's going to happen is your wife is going to throw it out? Because I had to rescue it 5 freaking times from the duration she moved in until the duration she moved out. And now you're saying that you want it? If she had it her way, it would have been long gone. Why would you want to take it back to where she is? She's just going to chuck the fucking thing out. Oh, well, don't worry about that. I'll just take it to Edgar's, and Edgar's will look after it real nice for us. And we're going to do videos around it as we promote our business. And while I take this one, I'd like the other one too. Can I have it? I'm like, whatever. I got another one upstairs. I don't give a shit. Just take it then. If you're my son, you got use for it. You want to do this. I don't care. Sure. Go ahead. I'm your mother. You can have it. And then something else, conversation came up, and he basically said to me that he takes what he wants, because if I called him on something like they took my freaking blinds. Why would you take my blinds from the kitchen? You were throwing out blinds when you were wiping out the basement. I had extra freaking blinds that weren't even used, and you were chucking them out. I managed to save one set of blinds. I hung them up. They've been hanging up there for a couple of years. You decide you're leaving, fine, and you took my freaking blinds. And I asked him about that. Why did you take the blinds? Oh, well, I only take what I need. I said, yeah, but they weren't your blinds to take. Now I have no blinds, which means I have to go buy some. Oh, well, you can just throw up a towel or something. Like who? Like, that's just like what? You make all this money. You brag how you make $80,000 a year with your current job. She's now working in a fabric store, so she's making money. And you can't even go buy your own damn blinds after you wiped me out of almost everything that I own downstairs, including blinds. And the last set of blinds that I managed to rescue and hang up for the kitchen so that you guys had blinds in the fucking kitchen, you turned around and you took them anyway just because you wanted them. Like, this is what I mean. Like, it's fucking stupid. Okay. Well, we know that. If you've been watching my videos, we know. We know how they've been mistreating me. My shit, trashing my shit, calling my shit garbage because it's not what they want, unless, of course, 3 years later you decide you want the cast iron freaking Dutch oven now because you have a use for it now. But last year you didn't. I found it in the garage. The year before that, I'd bring it back in. I'd find it in the garage. I'd bring it back in. I'd find it in the fucking garage. Like, I rescued that thing 5 times, man. And now all of a sudden you think you have the right just to grab it and take it and tell me to fuck off because you have the right to take it because I'll never use it now? Yeah, okay, whatever. What I mean by attitude. There's something seriously wrong. And then throw in my face that I don't have appreciation for money. I'm financially illiterate. I fucked my life over because I didn't buy a house and become the epitome of an Eleanor Gilding, and a Mrs. Gill and those kind of people that have so-called assets that are so elevated with I don't know what personality. Yeah, okay. Personality. It took a lot of freaking personality to medically kidnap Uncle John and steal his fucking money and lock him up like a damn dirty secret so he had an early death all by himself. A lonely old man locked up in an old folks' home, right, so that he could die within 3 years of his estranged, loving sister's care, all so that she could steal an inheritance that she didn't tell him about. There's your epitome of what is right in our society when it comes to so-called being financially literate. Oh, I'm so angry. So I'm like, okay, $50 an hour. It can probably take about 3 hours for you to get these carpets for me. But I already know from past experience what's going to happen, whether I pay you or not. You're going to be, you don't know what you're doing, and you're just wasting time, and you're just wasting money. Who cares about those floors? Miss Gill's not going to care about those floors if they get scratched up because the house is going to be all torn down. You are just a waste of time. You don't listen to me. All you want to do is, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get me the fuck alone. Go away. Why would I pay for that? I wouldn't. I freaking wouldn't. No way. No way. And then every time you come in and you walk on those carpets, you'll be pissing on with your bad attitude. Oh, well, you'll go away. You're so miserable with your life chasing fucking money. And for what? So that you can come to my house and mess with my food? These were in bins or a box or something. I don't know. Because they just were taking even out. This was probably in a bloody Rubbermaid bin. They needed the bin for whatever it is that they were fucking doing after they were taking this and taking that. And they just took this shit. They opened up the bin or the box or wherever this came from because there's a whole bunch of it, right? And they put it underneath in the laundry room, in that little cubby where the mice are. Where the mice are. So the mice can run around on it, start chewing through the bags. So they could come when they come to feed the damn cat, because for whatever strange reason, they think they can come and go and do as they please because of the cat, right? Just poke around in my shit. Even after all this time, you think you can still come in and poke at my fucking shit. You use a damn cat, a 19-year-old cat, to do that. You love that cat more than you love me, right? You know what I'm saying? And you'll go look at this and you'll be like, oh, a little mouse chewed a hole in it and it ran over and a little bit of mouse poo on it. Blah. Oh, let's take it and throw it out. Throw it out before Judy sees it. That's Marina, right? Throw it out before that problematic fucking bitch sees it. Yeah, you know what? There are starving people next door. Do you hear what I'm saying? People are starving in the city of Surrey in the province of British Columbia, Canada. So much so that they're sneaking and they're creeping my fucking house here, and they're feeding the mice. My son and his wife are feeding the mice so they have an excuse to take this and throw it out in the garbage before they have a fucking decency about themselves to give it to somebody else that might want to use it and eat it for themselves because they're freaking starving. Oh, well, they deserve to starve. Yeah, they did it to themselves. They're lazy motherfuckers. So who cares? Let them starve. They don't work hard like us. They're not the epitome of what is right in our society. They're losers. Just like you, Mom. You're a fucking loser. That's the messaging that I get from my so-called son and his so-called wife. And if that's the case, why you keep coming around? Oh, well, I'm just trying to help you. Andre, somebody's come in and said something, but I can't read it. Sorry, I can't. Everything's blurry. Even with what the hell? I got glasses on. I'm just hurting my freaking eyes with these stupid things. Andre, please read that. Yeah. I know why they did that. They took the bin. This was in bins, I'm pretty sure, because Andre said it says freaking chickpeas. Chickpeas can sit like this for 25 years. Do you know this has been vacuum sealed since 2011? It was in a bin, people. I'm telling you, where absolutely no mice could get to it. But no, I guess they needed the Rubbermaid bin. They were too damn cheap. Oh, Bailey, thank you for coming in, because I wasn't going to do a live stream because I'm so disappointed and so pissed off that, right? Because I'm tired of this negative crap, man. I'm so fucking tired of it. This just happened.
She's saying, Judy, you're going to cause pressure in your eyes, blood pressure.
Yeah, well, I already got it. It already started with my son. Andre started yesterday with it, and I had to put him in check. And I said, Andre, you can't be doing that. And then what did my son do? Oh, you can't have carpets. No. You're just wasting your money. You're a fool for spending money on carpets, because Mrs. Gill's not going to care about pour down anyway. It's all dusty and moldy and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you don't live here anymore. Andre and I and Amari have to walk on this stuff. Oh, well, who cares? Just blah, blah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What? Oh, those things are, I don't know what's going to happen to those floors downstairs once they start sucking up the moisture. I'm serious. Once they start sucking up the fucking moisture that's coming up off the cement through those hollow, that a lot of those floorboards, maybe not all of them, but some of those floorboards that are there, the wood is on its last legs. Okay, I work with wood outside. When wood starts to go right, be no good no more, it becomes hollow. It dries out so much that it becomes hollow, and then it starts to flake. I bet you if I was to go in there with a pick and pick out a little bit, I could put it in my hand and I could rub it between my fingers, and you'll see the wood flake, because it's just no good no more. It's like 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old freaking pieces of plywood that have, deteriorated over time. But whatever, it is what it is. But it doesn't mean that I can just whatever. Okay, I want to talk about this though, because this really pisses me off. So, they keep mucking with my shit because they mock me. You see, that's the thing. They freaking mock me, right? Because they make good money. Oh, we're going to go buy it fresh. Yeah, well, there's going to come a day you're not going to have the money. Something is going to happen. Your income's going to fucking drop, and you're going to wish the hell that you had these things. Seriously. Oh, I don't know. I suppose you can go to your mother's house and get your mother to fucking give you something. Yeah, being that she's such a nicer woman than me. Yeah, okay. Because she got money, right? And she ran off with my freaking curtain rods. My curtain hooks. They take my blinds, they steal my curtain hooks, and then they say, deal with it. Suck it up. Hang up a fucking towel. There's your curtain for your window. Yeah, okay. But yet they got all this money and all this bragging rights. Okay. These were done in 2011. Okay. I put them in paper bag to keep them away from the plastic. And I 2011. These things, chickpeas, this kind of shit, can last for 25 years or more, as long as they're stored properly. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying here? And my son and that girl had absolutely no right to steal my bin because I'm sure it was in a bin, because Andre just brought it up and he told me 2011, which tells me this was in that 14-year-old food storage area that was wiped out because Marina decided she needed that for sewing. So they chucked everything out of there, stuffed everything underneath the steps. But as they were moving, I guess they needed an extra free bin, just like those other things that my son took, like the freaking blinds and the cast irons. Yeah, you threw out the cast iron 5 fucking times. You didn't want it. And then now that I want it and maybe sell it, you decided just to take it and said that, I have a right to take it because you don't need it. Yeah, okay, I don't need it. That's why I'm the one that rescued it for 5 freaking times as your wife was throwing it out. Oh, no, she didn't do that. I said, yeah, she did. Open up and look inside. It's all rusted. It's all rusted because of what she was doing, putting it outside and being rained on, going through the porch because of leaks, right? Yeah. And so what? Did you steal my bin and you just took, or what did you do? Did you just they laid it out all where the mice are running around down there in the laundry room underneath the little cubby there. And I know why, because then they can come back behind my back. Yeah. As they're feeding the damn cat. Yeah. Because that's the excuse to have the key to keep coming in and poking and doing what they want. And you'd see that, mouse ran on it, whatever, little maybe mouse poo on it, or maybe it started nibbling or something, you know what I'm saying? And that's the excuse to grab everything and throw it in the fucking garbage and then call me this and call me that, accuse me of this and accuse me of that, as they're standing there ranting and raving and carrying on like a damn idiot, right? And I'll be like, yeah, but I could have gave that to somebody else. I don't know what the hell you're doing here. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. Oh, well, yeah, you're the one that's senile. You're the one, my son likes to keep throwing this card on me. Well, you're the one that's going senile. You're the one that has dementia. You're the one that has, you don't know what the hell you have. And you think you have it. And like, fuck off. Fuck off. Seriously. I'm sorry. Boo-boo off. Boo-boo off. I got people starving next door. You know what I'm going to do with this? I told Andre, go down there, gather up whatever you can gather up for now. And they buried shit. They mixed it up and they fucking buried it. He said, there's more in there now, but I can't get to it because I have to lift up other things off of it to get to those ones. Right? Because I told you, I said this before, they're like tweakers. They go in and they move things around and scatter and this and that. And, something like what a tweaker would do, honest to God. And so anyway, I said, well, just gather up what you can, right? Because, right? And now that I've got these upstairs, tomorrow, not tonight, I'm going to just run them underwater because that's vacuum sealed. No air has gotten in there. This is since 2011, okay? And they were in rubber bins. So how the hell they came out of a rubber bin? Rubbermaid bin, right? How they got out of a Rubbermaid bin and then just got stacked, and they're stacking them on my home canned goods because they took my home canned goods and they got them in there, and they're taking this shit and putting them on top of my fucking jars so the jars pop. Like this is how my son respects me. Okay, as he tells me that I'm wasteful. I'm a wasteful person because I didn't save every fucking dime for him so that he could run around town acting like some big bad boy with his mommy feeding his fucking wallet. Okay, I didn't leave him. I didn't leave him $100,000 in chump change so that he could, be the man that he wants to be. Right. So therefore, I'm inferior. I was a lousy mother. I was a lousy financial fucking whatever. I didn't ask you to go to college for 7 fucking years, put yourself in $80,000, $70,000 in debt so that you can come back and scream at me that it's my fault because you wanted to be stubborn and just play the game and not take your education serious. And then when shit finally caught up to you, you still fucking bailed ship. And after 7 years, you walked out with nothing. And now you hold that against me because of your rotten, stinking attitude that surfaced when you turned 19 years old in 2012 when I did that freaking park event with the kids going back online with at Holly Park with New Nations Unity Community Celebration. And you were standing there miserable as all hell because you were already becoming miserable. All it took, though, was some miserable girl to hook up with you to really make you into a miserable person. And now you're so miserable, I don't even want to be anywhere freaking near you. And why the hell would I give you $150 to help me go buy carpet so that you can rag on me the whole freaking time that we go get the carpet, we lay down the carpet, and then you're going to walk in the house 2 months later, look at that carpet, and then start cussing me out for buying that carpet, for wasting my money, for doing this, for doing that, for anything to put me down, anything to make me feel like shit, anything to make me question myself, anything to elevate yourself, just anything to be but nothing but an abusive man. I'm going to rinse these off, let them air dry. And when I get my kitchen downstairs, I'm going to open them up. I'm going to cook them up, or maybe I'll grind them up in my food mill, and I'm going to eat them. And if I don't want them, I'll give them to my neighbors. And if they don't want them, well, then they can chuck them out. And they can go hungry. So, with that, what it does is it makes me want to go to a woman's shelter when the shit hits the fan. And it gets real fucking ugly around here. And I'm living in a damn concentration camp. And I can't do nothing. Because I'm so-called old. And have, what, dementia? Right. Yeah, okay. I pay the fucking rent. I'm paying all the bills. I got groceries in the house. Amari is happy, active. He eats. He moves around. He communicates. But nobody's happy about that. Hell no. Still there's problems. God has put him in school. Fucking 6 hours a day. 7, 8 hours a day. As if. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm at the point where I want to go get a different pediatrician. I'm serious. For as much money as these guys make for what they do, which isn't very much really, a lot of referrals, but outside of that, and I suppose just keeping a general file, right? Because you're right. You know, if you're going to put my grandson at risk to be in an environment where you got the puking flu running rampant through the whole environment, I think they call it the Norway virus, right? But it's not. It's a bacteria, right? The puking flu, right? The 24-hour, 48-hour puking flu. That's a bacteria, right? It runs through schools like freaking water, right? You know, head lice, right? Snotty boogers and this cold, that cold, and every other cold under the sun, right? He might be dropped. He might be poked. You know, they might fracture a bone and because they moved him the wrong kind of way or, you know, right? You know, they're not going to be watching him with their eyes on him 24 freaking 7. You know, he'll be sitting there by himself. Some kid will come along and fucking poke him, right? And he'll start crying. They won't know what happened. He'll come home crying. I'll be like, what the hell happened? Well, we don't know. You know, as far as we know, he was crying before he got to school. No. I don't think so. I don't freaking think so. And for what? So that the kids there can learn to be nice to a disabled child. Because when I first, got Amari and we started going to doctors, right, through the, regime to find out what was wrong with him or blah, 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 blah. I went to an eye doctor and the eye doctor wanted to do surgery, not because he needed it in terms of correcting the cross-eyed shit, right? It was so that when he went to school, he didn't get teased. Because I said, well, does he need it? First of all, does he really, really need it? Like, how does it affect his eyes? Well, he can see, he can do this. It's just, when he goes to school, the kids will be more prone to tease him because of the cross-eyed, because of the cerebral palsy. And I'm like, well, that's not valid reason to be operating on him, and unless it's absolutely necessary, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. And yeah, So, like why would he be in school? Oh, well, so that the other kids, not because of Mari, not because it benefits Mari. What it does is it puts Mari in the middle of a whole bunch of freaking kids, so that they can expose those kids to kids like Amari, so that they learn to develop empathy for the disabled at an early age. That's why they want Amari at that school, okay? So that the other kids can learn to be nice to people with disabilities. But we know what happens to kids when they grow up. They end up becoming money-hungry little freaking grubs, or just thieves in general. Right? You know what I'm saying? A thief is a thief is a thief. I don't care if you got millions of dollars sitting in the bank or you got $1 sitting in the bank. If you're a freaking thief and you go around stealing shit and you causing trouble all the time, well, then it's clearly there's something wrong with you. It doesn't, there's no dollar value on that, because it's all up here in the head, right? Right? And when you got disabilities, regardless of what those disabilities are, people seem to think that they can walk all over you, blindside you, steal something behind you right in front of your face because you can't see it, or you got your back turned because you're in a wheelchair and you can't turn around fast enough, or whatever. You think a few little kids in freaking grade 1, grade 2, or whatever, coming into contact with a disabled child is going to stop that from developing as life goes by and they become adults? Hell no. It's not going to stop anything. Don't use my grandson as some tool to be self-serving to something else and putting him at risk to injury, germs, diseases, or whatever. They're going to give him floor time, put him on the freaking floor, a dirty mat with a bunch of kids sitting on there with their dirty clothes and dirty shoes and dirty this and snot everywhere and crappy fingers touching it or whatever, and walking on with their shoes and everything after they walk around on the floor with garbage all over the floor. And Amari's going to be moving on that floor, and he hit his head on the floor because they don't have a pillow underneath his head, and then he comes home with a concussion. Is that pediatrician thinking about that shit? No. Why does your grandson have a concussion? What do you mean? I just brought him to the emergency because there's something wrong with him. I don't quite understand what it is. Oh, well, it turns out he has a concussion. What did you do? I didn't do shit. He was in school 5 days a week, 7 hours a day. A teeny wee little guy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's just one big freaking setup. How does that benefit him? How does it benefit him to come home with the puking flu? Tisha's kids are always got green boogers in their freaking noses. Every fucking month they got a new kind of cold, and so does Tisha. Amari gets a cold once a year for 2 or 3 days, if that. He had one puking flu, and that's because of Tisha's kids and Andre. And then Andre brings it, or the kids bring it. Put him in school, he'll be sick every month, 2 or 3 times a month. Because that's what happens to Tisha's kids because of that. Anyway, I'm just saying. It's just a recommendation. Yeah, well, we know about recommendations. Well, my son is terrorizing me. So I don't know. That's it. That's what's going on. I'm rescuing old food. Whether I eat it myself or whether I give it to starving people that can make the choice whether they want to eat it or be fools and throw it out. Yeah. Being that they're starving and they're conspiring how to get a freaking potato and a freaking onion because that's how hungry they are. In light of the last story that I just talked about. Yeah. And when I get a little more organized, trust me, I will open this up. I'll cook it. Whether recording it with my camera, which is, or I'll do a live stream, and I'll eat the damn shit right in front of you to show you that it's edible. I'll grind up some of them in my food mill, and we'll make a flour with it of some kind, and we'll make something with it to show you that it's edible. I do not like wasteful people. And I don't like gluttons that brag and boast about how much that they have as they conspire to either commit heinous crimes like an Eleanor Gilding. Sure, you got a lot of freaking money. Yeah, you got hundreds of thousands of dollars, stealing all that money from Uncle John by kidnapping him and locking him up like a dirty secret and isolating him and making him old and lonely way too fast where he'd had an early death. So what? You got fucking money from that. Who else did you steal money from? Just so that you can sit up in Shawnigan Lake on the island with your fancy little freaking house by the lake and brag to your neighbors how quote unquote rich you are. So that my son and his wife can inspire to be like her and Eleanor Gilding. When they're not trying to, you need to go find out where this wood smell is coming from. It's getting really strong. Andre, it's getting really strong. Just go do a sweep, please. We got some damn firebug running around. We okay, but it's coming through the window right now, really strong. So just to be on the safe side, go double check. Grab a flashlight and just run quickly. I'm sure it's the neighbors, but in light of what's going on, it's that little kid. That little problematic kid that keeps threatening to beat up Andre with his friends. Told Andre that he wishes that we all die. He's not before he got blocked from whatever it was that because he was threatening Andre online, right? Andre reported it, and I guess they blocked the kid, right? But before that happened, he was he was telling Andre that if he's seen Andre,
it's just the neighbors.
If he's seen Andre, him and his friends were going to beat the crap out of Andre. This is that 13-year-old boy.
They're playing some music in their
Okay. And then what do you call it? He also said that he hoped that Andre's family would die. All of us would die in a fire. Yeah. You seen that video with that chair being whatever. Okay. And then it was something else just the other day, right? With a little bag being trying to be set on fucking fire here. Like, this is bullshit. Yeah. And the social workers want to put Andre in a freaking so-and-so with so-and-so. No, you go deal with that little 13-year-old fricktard that wants to burn up my house, okay, and kill us all. How about that? Go deal with that. You already have a file on that kid. You know that kid is a freaking problem, and anybody else that's connected to that kid. Why the hell you got your focus on Andre? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I pay the rents. I pay the bills. There's food in the house. So much so that my son and his wife seem to think that they can throw the damn shit out, feed it to the mice as they take my stuff, and then call me senile because I'm imagining that I even had it in the first place. Well, you only think you had it. You don't know what you have downstairs. Well, you know what? For as much as you fucked me around for 3 years, kept me out of that basement, locked up everything, scattered shit around, you didn't actually, yeah, I do know kind of what I have. And it wouldn't be that hard to figure it out. All I have to do is go back into my videos and freaking watch my videos, and it will say, I can this on such a day. I can this on such a day. I look at the video, I can count how many freaking jars I had, and I can guarantee you I won't find it downstairs. And if I do, who knows what the state's going to be like after you guys did what you did, because right now you're out to destroy almost anything that I want or have in terms of what I own, what I want to keep. If you want it, you just walk off with it. I'm just taking it. I said to him, why do you do that? Why do you think you can just take what you want? Oh, it's because I need it. Then I don't have to pay for it for myself. Yeah, okay. 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 So I ain't going to go around in circles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like this. So I'm going to get the carpet one way or another. I don't care. I ain't paying you $50 an hour to help me with that. I'd rather pay somebody else with a better fucking attitude than give it to you so that you can rag on me the whole time that you quote unquote are helping me. So forget that. Just fucking forget it. I'll find a way. And once I do what I want to do, right, I will attempt to just for the sake of it, for the exercise, for the learning experience at least, right, set up that little part-time babysitting situation just to try it out, see if it's even viable, and also too just to get Andre to focus on setting up I guess you can call it a mock business. Mock. It's like an image, it's not a mock business. I don't know how else to say it, right? And then advertise it, see if we get a few little babysitting sessions just for the learning part of it. As I'm downstairs cooking with old chickpeas. And then or in light of what's going on and just whatever, I may consider renting out a room again. Only I think I'm going to go with an elderly man, maybe. Not too old, but just somebody that would appreciate having at least a little sense of security for a little while. Because there is no sense of security in this house. No. Because they want me out, my landlords. They want me out. They don't care. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about nothing. They care about how to maximize every dollar that they can get from this house while it's still standing until such time they sell it. Okay? But while I'm here, after it's all figured out down there, I may just rent out the room to somebody that's would appreciate it. Literally, who would really appreciate just having that little space, shared space, whatever, at an affordable rate where nobody's bugging them and they have a little safety net, right, for at least a little while, so that I don't have to depend on quote unquote 3-hour session babysitting sessions in order to supplement the rent. Otherwise, it's just going to be one big money pit, because this house has been nothing but one big money pit. But that's my fault, because I don't know how to financially budget myself out of poverty, right? I wasn't smart enough to buy a fucking house and live high on the hog and be like everybody else that runs around and does bad things just so that they can have a house or be a property owner to rent it out to somebody else so they have bragging rights about how freaking morally correct they are. You know, you go ahead and go buy yourself a house, and God forbid, just stay the hell away from me, because at the rate you're going, you're going to be so damn corrupted. I don't want to be. I'm sick of the Eleanor Gildings in the world. Trust me. I'd rather hang out with the poor Africans than hang out with the wheeling and dealing of the Eleanor Gildings that know all about capitalism and live in their little bubbles and then call themselves morally righteous, regardless of what their religion is. And then my other option is things aren't going to get better for me. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse. And then, yeah, I might have to go to a shelter. Yeah, just to get away from it. Just to get away from it. Because I won't know what else to do. I mean, I just have to walk away from everything eventually. Eventually. I bought myself a little time with this surgery, assuming that my eye doesn't get messed up because bullshit with my fucking stupid so-called son. Like, I don't know what kind of son you are, but I'm done with it. I can't stand it. I don't know what kind of parent these guys are going to be to this baby that Marina's supposed to be carrying. I feel sorry for that kid. I really do. You know, it's just going to be used as a tool against me to, oh, I might be able to see the baby for a minute. But I'm such a terrible person. God forbid you don't want the baby around me because I'm the problem. If that's the case, why do you keep coming to my fucking house over a stupid cat? Why do you keep coming to my house at 8 o'clock in the morning? What, to sit on a couch, poke through my shit as you use the cat as an excuse because the cat's lonely and you want to keep the cat fucking company? Yeah, okay. Why didn't you take the damn cat with you? What you gonna do when the cat's gone? What's your excuse to come back then? There ain't gonna be no damn excuse. Don't come back. Use your baby against me. I don't care. I've had 5 kids. I've looked after other people's kids. Right? As if I might be doing part-time babysitting services, right? You're not going to use your baby as a tool to try and hurt me, trying to act like you're the parent of the fucking century when you don't even know what it means to be a damn parent. And anything that your parents taught you in terms of quote unquote Marina was poisonous. Another Eleanor Gilding with that type of mentality. Gimme, 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 and gimme some more. And if you can't give it to me, somehow you're inferior and you're less than me. And while you're giving to me, even if you don't give it to me, I'm going to take it away from you. Yeah. I need my curtain hooks. Give me back my curtain hooks. Where are they? Now that I need them, after being wiped out in the basement, even took my blinds, I need my curtain hooks. Why should I have to go buy curtain hooks when I had curtain hooks before that girl moved in? Oh, because the mother moved and went and bought herself a new house. And she needed curtain hooks for her new windows. So my curtain hooks just disappeared. Yeah, okay. And I'm expected to tack freaking towels on my window. Yeah, okay. And then when you come in and say, oh, you just got towels hanging there. What's the matter with you? You're like a bum. Why can't you go get some blinds? Why can't you get some curtains? Well, I don't know. You stole my fucking curtain rods. You stole my curtain hooks. You stole my bloody blinds. So what the hell do you care if I have a freaking towel hanging up there with 2 tacks? It's not your place. Oh, well, there's something wrong with you. You're going senile. That's not normal. When you have windows, you're supposed to have curtains or blinds. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been a thief and stole what I had. Do you see how convoluted and like just freaking twisted everything is? And then I have to worry about the pressure that my landlord's going to put on me to try and flush me out of this house yet. Where she's flushing me to? Down the toilet, I suppose. It doesn't matter. A house full of kids. Because I'm setting up the basement, half of it for the grandkids, right? And these. So you're flushing out 4 little kids. Well, 4 kids, 3 of them little. You can't include Marcane's baby, because like I said, I'll be lucky to see that baby for 5 minutes, because Marina will be like, no, she's, let's get out of here. Go. Yeah, okay, Mother of the Year. You haven't even started. You got a long way to go to catch up to me. A long freaking way to go. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say. Nothing good. What's new? Beginning of the new year. I'm trying to do positive things here. Protect the freaking vinyl, freaking floors, or whatever the hell you want to call those stupid things. Protect myself. Right? I don't want to be accused of this and accused of scratching up this and scratching up that. I don't even know if those floors are going to hold up the test of time down there. I don't want to be walking on cold freaking nothing. They're like they're dust magnets. They attract nothing but dust. They breed spiders, right? Spiders really like to live along them. And yeah, no, I don't know. My feet get sore. Why the hell do I want to be walking on cold hardwood floors? Imitation ones that are going to swell. As soon as it gets damp, those things are going to start to swell. Putting carpet on it, will that protect that? Will that help to prevent that from happening? I don't know. I don't know. I won't know until they're in and we walk on them. What? I'm not allowed to use the basement? The way my son was carrying on, it was like I wasn't allowed to use the basement. Like, well, what the hell? You telling me I can't use the basement? Like, get out of here. You don't live here. Right? Don't tell me what I can or cannot do down there. I'm not committing no crimes. That's like the fucking social workers. Like, why do you keep, like, what is your end goal here? Like, I don't get it. Like, Andre's not a bad kid. Like, oh, I know he's not a bad kid, blah, blah, blah. But, no, there is no but. Like, what is the end goal? Well, we're just trying to help you, give you services. What? You've offered me a food voucher like 3 times. The first time, 2 times, I said no. I don't need it. I've got lots of food. I've got, right? I don't, right? I've got my food budget like balanced out where I don't need to spend a lot of money for food at this point. I'm good, right? And then with them moving out, and now I've got that extra $1,200 bill, right, to pay rent, right? Basically, you let me come to you and just knock on your door and say, cough up $1,200, just like that. Just cough it up real fucking fast, because the landlord wants it. Because if you don't give them that $1,200, they're kicking your ass out into no man's land. Okay? Can you cough up $1,200 just like that? And if you could, how long can you hold down the fort for without slipping? As you got more shit being piled on, you got your son saying, pay me for this and pay me for that, right? You got to pay other people to help you with this and help you with that. You got to buy now carpet, because if you don't, it's just one big setup where you're going to be accused of this, that, and everything else, and then threatened to be kicked out because you're scratching up a fucking floor that's swelling under the cement. Well, it's on top of the cement. I'm just saying, right? Right? But you still got to cough up that $1,200, and then worry about groceries. As you got people in your house getting ready to throw out your food because a mouse ran over it, because they took it out of a Rubbermaid bin because they needed the Rubbermaid bin for themselves versus go buy their own. So they stole mine. And they thought they'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone so that they could come back in 3 weeks from now because of quote unquote Elsie the cat, and then go look and see that a mouse ran on it, had a little poop on it, maybe chewed a little hole on it, being that they gave it to the mice and made it available for the mice, and then scoop it all up into one big plastic bag and throw it out in the garbage, and then tell me that I'm the problem. Well, I got people next door starving, literally, conspiring how to get a potato and an onion. That's how hungry they are. That's just straight up asinine. And before you'd help those people, you'd put them down like you put me down. So why the hell would I want to be around you or people like you? I don't. And right now I'm in slow mode because of my eye. And this shit's not making me feel good. Trust me, it's not. But I can't. I moved around yesterday, right? And started to clean and move, right? Lifting and bending and laundry, and I if I bend my head down, down, looking down, and I go down to any, all of a sudden I get a big, it's not completely black, but I get a big circle of darkness and I can't see nothing. So I have to be careful because it scares the shit out of me. Yeah. I'm afraid it won't go back to what I can see right now, which is just bare bones, basic, blurry, whatever. And my eye is sore and it aches and it feels like it's starting to bulge because of this stupid stress over stupid carpets and shit like that. To which it's none of my son's business. And I told him that it's none of your business. Oh, yes, it is. I don't think you should. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's none of your business. You don't own me. You don't control me. You don't make decisions for me. Anyway, so I just gotta pace myself. So I'm gonna do some laundry because I was in the middle of doing laundry, and then the hydro went out for 8 hours because they were working on a pole for property development. Yeah, right. So it's just been sitting there. So I gotta start that. At least that. And then I'm going to rinse off these bags and let them air dry. They'll be fine because they're vacuum sealed, right? And I'm going to repack them and get downstairs and rescue what I can rescue before I go back downstairs and I find out that they disappear. And then when I call my son on it, he accuses me of being senile, that I don't know what I'm talking about. That is a dirty freaking card. And if that's how you feel about it, then stay the hell away from me. Seriously. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's dangerous for me. Yeah. Yeah. And if you want to continue to try and implode this house right along with my landlord, then the two of you can take the fucking satisfaction of running me into a shelter. Because what? I'm going to go to the Africans next door and go hunkered down with 20 other people starving to death? I don't think so. I'd probably go to a shelter first and then see what happens to me after the fact, with or without the kids. Okay. Because right now, there's three groups of people. My son and his wife trying to destroy my life, take control, whatever, however you want to say. Then there's my landlord trying to destroy my life, take control, whatever you want to say, because she wants more money for the house as she evicts whatever's left inside, which is me and the kids, right? And then, of course, the social workers, because they're putting undue stress where stress is not necessary at this point. And being that none of us have done, Amari's done nothing wrong, Andre's done nothing wrong, I've done nothing wrong, okay? It's unwarranted what they're doing. Oh, yeah. So she offered me the little food voucher, right? I said, no, it's okay. I don't need it. Blah, blah, blah. And then, because they showed up in September, October, November, December, January. We're going into 5 months. And after Marcaine decided to move out, she asked again, well, is there anything I can do for you? I'd be like, okay, well, now that I'm stuck with this extra $1,200 a month, just pull it out of a hat like a magician to cover the bills, basic bills. Quiet. Maybe I'll scoop up on that little food voucher, right? Because they give it to you and you got 5 days to use it, right? And I'll just stock up on the cottage cheese, the whipping creams, the yogurts, the milks, those kind of things, right? A whole whack of it, for Amari mainly. And when she came, she was supposed to bring it with her this last time, which was just on Wednesday. So she comes and she says she forgot it. Okay. Well, I can get it to you right away. And I'm like, well, no, it's okay. I can buy groceries. It's not like it's imperative. It was just be helpful, right? Just because, I'm kind of like, whatever, right? I said, that's okay. And then I can get it to you right away. And I'm like, well, you know what? Actually, to be honest with you, it's not like I want to be running around in no grocery store just so I can put my John Henry on a food voucher. It's okay. Forget it. And she said, well, we can put it in Tisha's name. I said, okay, well, that's an idea, because, Tisha might end up taking Amari in the next few days, but Amari's fine. Honestly, he doesn't need to go back to Tisha's house. What I need to do is just relax. But the people that are out to hurt me don't want me to relax. Right? They don't. So I don't know how much relaxing in terms of not relax, but, be at peace, right? I need to be at peace and just accept my lot where, not worry about renting out the room, not worry about doing part-time babysitting services to offset that extra $1,200 that I'm having to pay as I'm expected not to use the basement, whether it's the landlord who doesn't want me to use it because they want to use it for something else to make more money as they're plotting and scheming how to get rid of me on the upstairs as well as getting rid of me on the downstairs. Well, my son seems to think I shouldn't be using the basement. And if I do, who cares if I scratch up the floor? Because at the end of the day, it's just a dusty, moldy fucking house that somehow I'm making it worse by just being in it. And yeah, like, fuck you, like, go away, I'm sick of it. So it turns out though that I forgot when at Christmas time, Christmas Bureau, when I went to the Christmas Bureau, they actually gave me, gift cards. I forgot I had them, really. It's $125. It was supposed to be for, your Christmas dinner. So I got $125 gift cards that I just remembered about like 2 days ago or yesterday or something. So it's not like I need that food voucher. I don't. But in terms of services, I don't know what kind of services they're giving me because they haven't given me anything. So, and the ones that they want to give me, I don't want. And what's that? Have Andre hook up with a counselor. Why? He doesn't want to. What part of that don't you understand? We got enough problematic issues going on. We don't need another person in the mix stirring the pot, making people double guess themselves, right? You know how these guys can be, these women or men or whatever counselors. You know, like hell, Shimei was going to see a counselor at the school complaining about how her native friend was getting subsidized, independent living, but the kid was such a bad kid. Shimei couldn't understand how her native friend could get independent living and have the government pay for that. Well, her friend was like a really bad kid because of drinking and just whatever that kid was doing. But she was getting rewarded for bad behavior. So she may decided she wanted to go off and be independent living. So she went to the counselor at the school saying, well, help me get independent living. And they're saying, well, how's it at home? Do you have a roof over your head? Do you have food in your house? Do you have a bed? Do you have hydro? Are you abused? Yes, I have food. Yes, I have a bed. Yes, I have a house to live in. No, I'm not abused. But my mom sometimes can get whatever, right? Puts boundary down. I don't like it. I want independent. Yeah, but you know what? You got everything. All your needs are being fucking met. If you don't like it, just too bad. Wait till you grow up. As soon as you turn 18, 19 years old, go get a job and move out. That's what they told her. You go get a job. You pay for your own independent living. I guess Shimei wasn't bad enough to get independent living. That's what and then the counselors had the nerves to call me crazy. Shimei says, well, they were calling you crazy, Mom. I'm like, yeah, conquer and divide. But yeah, there's no services. Well, you want Amari in school all day? So what? You can come in behind me like you did with Andre in that daycare and scoop him up? Accuse me of this and accuse me of that, put me in fucking court 22 times later? You think I'm going to drop the ball on Amari any more than I dropped the ball on freaking Andre? No. But why would I want Amari in school 24/7, 5 days a week for 7-8 hours in between transportation so that he can sit in a freaking stroller all day with his teeny weeny little self, stiff legs and all this stupid shit, as strangers are picking him up and maybe twisting this or breaking that, and kids are coming and with their dirty hands and poking on him and giving him germs and just like, ooh. Yeah. And then he's sick all the time. And I'm having to take him to the doctor because now all of a sudden he's sick all the time. Well, why is he sick? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because he goes to school now. You ever stop to think about that? If you look at his record, he was never sick before, but now I'm taking him to the doctor every 2 weeks. He's got this cold, that cold, every other cold under the sun. Fractured freaking something. Concussion because he's on the floor going like this, bumps his head on the freaking floor. Yeah, okay. Because so and so wasn't paying attention because they were busy with some other kid. Or maybe a kid pushes him or something or pinches him. I'm not saying that I wouldn't consider at some point in the future, because I've already discussed it with people at the Child Development Center that work with kids like Amari and have been working with them for years and years and years and years and years and years, and they have a sense of experience, not some doctor that just has some kid come in and, does the little checkup and then sends them on their way. I'm talking about people that actually work with these kids and have actual viable work experience with them. Right? And they're saying like, wait until he's a little older. Right? Because of the situation at hand. And I tell that to the social worker. Yeah. Oh. So when he's a little older, we'll see how it goes. You know, like I said, downstairs, I'll consider having somebody come in now with the open space, you know, after I get my carpet in there with or without my son helping me, because you know I ain't paying it for it now. No way. Go away. I don't need you. If I need you, I'll pay you. I'll call you when I have money. I need the TV downstairs for Amari and any other kid that I have down there. Leia May, Kyrie, whatever. Yeah, if I can't get, if Andre and I can't do, I'll pay you to move the TV downstairs. There you go. I'll call you then. And then you'll be bitching at me that I'm moving down an old TV with an old VCR with old VCR cassette decks that you already tried to throw out 4 times. Whatever. That's what I mean. Can't win for losing. And then maybe I'll do 2 days a week in the afternoon or something like that, or 3 days a week in the afternoon, just to see how he, you know, not now, but over a period of time. It depends how fast my landlord runs me out of this house, people. Yeah. Depends on how fast my landlord runs me out of this house. As my son is trying to take total control of it and treat me like I'm less than a child. As he takes money from me and takes my things from me, but won't give me anything. Other than insults. Now, mind you, when I had my eye surgery, he was good there. He was copacetic. But if you notice, it hasn't been long since I had my eye surgery, and he's right back to his old ways. So I don't know what the next video is going to be about. No. I don't even know when it's going to be. I can't use the camcorder because I can't really see anything on the computer in terms of, even if I try and use glasses to see, I got one pair that kind of works, but I have to put it on an angle and it really hurts my eye, and it's like very blurry and I can barely read the approving of the comments just because, right? You know, people commenting, I'm trying to like approve them, right? I have to approve them, right? I can barely see them with one pair of glasses that barely work, and I'm straining my eyes and it really, really hurts. So, you know, there's no way I can do video on a camcorder and convert it over, and you know, that's why I'm kind of just doing the live stream for whatever reason, other than it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make my life better. It doesn't help me. It doesn't make people any more sympathetic than they're not, you know, in terms of who's around me and what's happening in my, you know, immediate vicinity. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you know, I just, whatever. I don't think $500 on carpet is going to break the bank. It's not going to buy no freaking house. The only reason my son wouldn't want me to spend $500 on carpet is because he would expect me to give him the $500 only because he, quote unquote, needs it more than I do. Yeah. And he would consider it squandering on my part, like I've squandered my life away, in his opinion, based on where he puts his value when it comes to being an Eleanor Gilding who robs from people to elevate herself so that she can walk in society and act like she's better than everybody else. based on what she owns after she robbed people,
Okay. How short?
including her own brother.
You got with your feet?
When I walk with Uncle, I'm going to leave it on this. When I walk with Uncle John's cane, honest to God, I walk with pride. I really do. He is so close to me when I walk with his cane. That's something Eleanor Gilding will never have. Uncle John had that cane when I first met him, and I knew him for 35 years. So you do the math on that one. And I have his cane. And when I go out, doesn't matter if I go across the street, if I go out in the car with Tisha or Mark, I have that cane with me. And when I walk with it, I really can feel what he was feeling when he had me and the kids. You see, that's the thing. That's why he stayed with us people. He had me and he had 5 kids, my kids, his grandkids, who were there for him. And as I walk with his cane, where I'm at right now with everything, I fully understand what he was feeling.
I know they look shiny, but they're not.
And he was so lucky. So lucky to have us. And he knew it. And his sister fucking killed him and stole his money. And made him so sad in the last few years of his life because of stupid money. And for some strange reason, I'm walking around with his cane, blind as a bat now, pretty much. And I can feel what he felt. The only thing is, I don't have what he had. I got the opposite, really. And just a little bit. Right? But I'm so happy to have that cane. You don't even know. Yeah.